bottom of the river, he opened his eyes and he saw something shining in the sand. He just automatically picked it up and put it in his pocket without even thinking. Now, when he got back up to the top of the river, his friend helped him back in the boat. And the friend said, "What happened down there? You were gone a long time." Smeagol said, "Look what I found." And his friend saw the gold ring and said, "Wow, you found a gold ring? Let me just take a look at it." And he took it in his hands. But as soon as he took it away from Smeagol, all of a sudden Smeagol changed. And he said, "Give that back to me. That is my precious." And he got so angry that he put his hands around his best friend's neck and squeezed it and killed his best friend. Now the people in the village, they saw what Smeagol had done, and they got so angry that they chased him out of the village. And they chased him so badly that Smeagol had to hide in a deep, dark cave in the middle of a mountain. Now Smeagol was living in that deep, dark cave, and the magic ring had some special powers. One of the powers it had was that it could make somebody live for a long time, and they did not get old. So Smeagol kept on living in that dark, dark place for so long until his eyes started to become big like a frog, and his body started to become slimy, and he became very skinny and weak. And all he would do is stay in the dark, dark, darkness and look at his ring and say, "Oh, my precious, I love you, my precious. You are my birthday present, aren't you, precious?" And that's all he would do. And one day, somebody came into that cave. It was a hobbit. Now, hobbits are they're not people, but they're like people. They're about the size of Mira, but they're grown-ups. And they like to stay at home and watch TV and drink their cocoa and have a nice cozy time. They don't like to go outside very much. But this hobbit was a little bit different. He liked adventures. So this hobbit's name was Bilbo Baggins. Bilbo had come out of his village looking for an adventure when he came into the cave. But it was a very bad luck for Bilbo, because he went so deep in the cave that he got lost. And he got so lost until he got to that big pond where Gollum was living. Now remember that Gollum's real name is Smeagol, but people started to call him Gollum because when he was living in that dark place, he just started to make this weird noise. Gollum, 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 like a frog. And so, when Gollum saw Bilbo at the edge of his lake, he said to himself, I'm tired of eating frogs and fish. I want to eat meat, and that looks like a tasty thing that I can eat. Now remember, Bilbo is only the size of Mira, so it would be very easy for Gollum to catch Bilbo and eat him. Now lucky for Bilbo, when he got to the sand on the edge of that lake, he saw something shiny in the sand. And without thinking about it, he just picked it up and put it in his pocket. It was the magic ring. Somehow Gollum, while he was catching fish, it slipped out of Gollum's hand and it was lost in the sand until Bilbo found it. Now Gollum started to come closer and closer. Remember, it was very dark. Bilbo saw those glowing eyes in the darkness. And Bilbo took out his sword, Sting. Now remember, Sting is a special sword. It glows in the dark when anything bad is around. So as soon as Bilbo took out that sword started to make light. And then Bilbo saw that creepy, weak Gollum standing in front of him with his sharp teeth. Now Bilbo got a little bit worried. He said, "You stay back, otherwise I'm going to cut you." Then Gollum got scared. He said, No, don't cut. Let's make a deal. Then Bilbo said, "What is your deal?" Then Gollum said, I'm going to ask you a question. It's called a riddle. If you can answer this question, then I will show you the way out of this cave. But if you cannot, then I'm going to cook you and eat you. Then Bilbo said, "Okay, I don't know how to get out of the cave, so I will do it. What is the question?" Then Gollum said, "The question is, what has 4 legs when it's a baby, 2 legs when it's a grown-up, and 3 legs when it's old? Now Bilbo was thinking about it, and he was thinking, and he did not know the answer. Now Gollum started to get hungry, and his stomach started to make noise. Then Gollum said, hurry up, I'm getting hungry. Tell me the answer." Then Bilbo said, No, wait, I need quiet. I'm still thinking about it. Then Gollum was just about to jump on Bilbo when Bilbo said, "I know it. The answer is, it's a person. A person, when it's a baby, is crawling on the floor. That is 4 legs. When it grows up, it's standing up. That is 2 legs. When the person is old, they walk with a stick. That is 3 legs." When Gollum heard that Bilbo got the right answer, he got really mad. And he said, "I don't care if you got the right answer. I'm still going to eat you." And he started to run at Bilbo. Now, for some reason, this whole time, Bilbo was just playing with that ring in his pocket. It wasn't on his hand, but it was near his fingers. And somehow the ring just magically went onto Bilbo's finger. And Bilbo disappeared. The magic ring had that power. So then, as soon as Bilbo disappeared, then Gollum knew what happened. And he said, "You took my birthday present. Give it back, you thief." And Gollum started to go crazy. Now, Gollum thought to himself, he must be trying to get to the door of the cave. I will catch him before he gets there. So he ran to the door of the cave. Bilbo was smart. Bilbo followed Gollum all the way to the door of the cave. And then, when he got there, he took off his ring and he jumped over Gollum. And then he said, "Nah, you cannot catch me." Then Gollum got so mad. He said, "I know you. Your name is Bilbo Baggins, and I will find you because you're a thief and you took my gold ring. And one of these days, I'm going to find you and get you." And Bilbo just ran away from there back to his village. So then, the next thing is Bilbo lived for a long, long time because remember, the ring keeps you from getting old. So Bilbo was living a long time, and he had one son. His name was Frodo. Now, Bilbo's friend was a wizard named Gandalf the Grey. He had a long white beard and a pointy hat. And Gandalf came knocking on Bilbo's door one day. And he said, Bilbo, I've known you for a long time. How come you don't get old? What is going on? And Bilbo said, I don't know, Gandalf. Maybe it's just because I eat good food. And Gandalf said, Bilbo, you remember that ring you told me about that you found a long time ago? Do you think I could take a look at it? Then Bilbo said, what ring? What are you talking about? And Gandalf said, you know, that ring you found in the cave? And then Bilbo said, oh, that one. I don't know where it is. I lost it. It's somewhere. He's telling lies. He did not want to show Gandalf. Gandalf said, well, maybe it's in one of these drawers. And he looked at Bilbo in the eyes. Then Bilbo said, okay, yeah, it's in the drawer. Let me get it for you. Now, he brought it out, and then he said, here it is, Gandalf. What do you want with it? Gandalf said, I don't want to touch it. Some of these magic rings have a lot of power, and we don't know if it's a good power, it's a bad power. So it's best I do not touch it. So then Bilbo said, well, what do you want to do with it? And Gandalf said, can you please throw it into the fire in your fireplace? Because there might be some magic writing on it. And the only way to see that writing is if it's heated up in the fire. Then Bilbo said, no. Not my ring. That is my precious. Then Gandalf said, why do you call it precious, Bilbo? And then Bilbo said, because I love it. It's my most important thing. It's my precious. Then Gandalf said, I'm starting to get a little bit worried about this ring. Quickly, throw it in the fire. Then Bilbo threw it in the fire. And then Gandalf said, okay, take it out with a fork. So Bilbo took it out with a fork, and Gandalf said, do you see anything written on that ring? And Bilbo said, no, I don't see anything written on it. Then Gandalf said, whew, that is good. I was so worried there for a while. Then Bilbo said, wait, no, there is something now coming out. There's some kind of writing on it. And then he said, I cannot read it. It's written in some kind of elf language. Then Gandalf said, there is not too many people that can read that, because it's just something very, very evil that has made that ring. And what it says is, there is one ring that will rule the world, and whoever holds that ring will become very, very bad. Then Bilbo said, well, what you going to do, Gandalf? Gandalf said, I don't really know, because I'm not really sure about what this ring is. But I'm going to go and ask the boss of the wizards. His name is Saruman, and he's Saruman the White. So Gandalf said, Bilbo, you keep this ring hidden. Don't tell anybody about it. Keep it very safe. I will be back very soon to help you. Then Gandalf left to go and talk to Saruman. Now the days went by, and then Bilbo started to think that he's going to have his birthday coming up. So he's going to have a party, but he wanted to play a trick on his birthday party. And when they were all the people in the village were going to sing his song. Yes?
Happy birthday?
Yeah, they were going to sing happy birthday to Bilbo.
Oh, we're going to eat that.
You're going to eat that cake.
And me too.
You too.
And you too, and Mom too, and Mama too. And Aji too. And Bilbo too.
Bilbo too. So they started to sing that song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bilbo. Soon as they said Bilbo, Bilbo put on his magic ring and he disappeared in front of everybody. Everybody got so scared they started to run everywhere and they knocked over the cake, knocked over all the food. Now Bilbo thought it was very funny and he went back into his house, invisible. But he did not know that something bad happened, because as soon as somebody puts on that magic ring and becomes invisible, nobody can see that person except for one very evil thing named Sauron. Sauron is the bad creature that made that ring. And he lives in a volcano. He does not have a body. He is just like a big eye. And he looks everywhere. And it's made of fire. Now the eye is closed all the time. But whenever somebody puts on the ring, the eye opens. And Sauron can see who has the ring on. He saw that Bilbo is putting on that ring. Soon as he saw that, he got his black riders, 7 of them. And he said, go and find that Bilbo Baggins, kill him and bring that ring back to me. So the black riders, they have these hoodies and red eyes, but they don't have any face. And they ride big black horses. And they don't see, they sniff. And they will sniff you out. And so they started to come. Now, while this was happening, Bilbo had decided that he was getting a little bit old now. He was going to give the ring to his son Frodo, and then Bilbo was going to leave the village and go live with the elves. So he decided to call his son Frodo one day. He said, Frodo, my boy, I have 3 presents for you because I'm going now from the village. The first present is my sword, Sting. If you keep it, it's very sharp and it glows whenever something bad is around. The second present I have for you is called a cloth. It's a shirt. It's called Mithril. Mithril is a very magic type of shirt because if anybody tries to cut you with a sword, it's so hard that the sword cannot go through it. So you will be protected. The third thing is, forget about the third thing. Don't worry about the third thing. Then Frodo said, no, Bilbo, what is the third thing? And Bilbo said, it's just a ring, but you don't want the ring. Right? Bilbo did not want to give that ring now. Then Frodo said, oh, that ring. Can I see it? And then Bilbo said, then Bilbo's face changed. He looked very evil. He said, why do you want to see it? It's my ring. It's my precious. And then Frodo said, sorry. It's okay. I'm not going to take your ring. And then Bilbo started to feel bad. He said, sorry, Frodo. It is the ring that makes me feel that way. It's not me. The ring makes me bad like that. So he said, but I think it's time for you to have that ring. So he gave the ring to his son Frodo, and then Bilbo quickly went out of the house. Now Frodo was there with the ring, and he was just about to go to sleep when all of a sudden from the window came a very cold wind. And it was a very creepy wind. And he got the chills. And he said, "Something tells me that something very bad is coming. I think I better leave right now." He quickly put the ring on his pocket. He got some food. He put on his backpack. And he ran out of the village. He kept on running through the forest and the fields. He was almost outside the village when he heard a voice. Master Frodo, where are you going?" It was his best friend Sam. Sam was a fatty boom boom hobbit. He was round. And Frodo said, "Don't ask me, Sam." And then Sam said, "But Frodo, you look very worried." "Okay, Mina, come. It's time for you to lie down, okay? Because this is a scary part. You have to lie down now. Because you have to be with Mom.
I don't want to lie down.
No, you're going to get... You lie down with Mom because it's going to get a little bit scary now.
I have this one.
No. Oh, this one. Okay, ja.
And I have my toys.
Okay, take your
But
toys.
where's your dum-dum, that white one?
Mina, where's your dum-dum?
All the stuff we get all the stuff.
You have it?
A princess.
Mina, your
okay.
dum-dum is like the magic ring for you. You know that?
Let me have a story.
Okay, I'm going to tell a little bit more story, then it's time to sleep.
Then tomorrow, right?
Yeah, then.
It's okay. We'll find it later.
Are you sure? She's not screaming.
I'll get it before I go to sleep.
Okay, so then...
Didi की बात सुनो.
Can you put the light a little bit lower? Okay, so then Sam said, "Frodo, don't go out of the village without your best friend, because it's very dangerous out there." Then Frodo said, "But Sam, it might be really dangerous for you, and I don't want you to leave your family." And then Sam said, "Frodo, you and I have been best friends for our whole life, so I will always come with you and help you." And then they gave each other a very good hug, and Frodo said, "I am very thankful that I have a friend like you to come with me. Let's go." So then they went together, and they were walking down the road. Then all of a sudden, Frodo felt that cold wind coming again that made him shiver. Frodo said, "I think we better go off the road and hide behind a tree." So they quickly went away from the road, and they were hiding there. When they heard something far away, it was like this. Click, clop, click, clop, click, clop. That clip-clop noise started to come closer and closer. And then both of them shut their eyes very tight because they knew something very scary was standing next to the tree. They did not want to look at it. It was the Black Rider, a shadow. And now the shadow crept out down from its black horse. And remember, it sniffs, and all they heard was like this. And it started to come closer and closer to them. Pretty soon, they felt like it was so close and sniffing to them. And then Sam whispered, "Frodo, quickly, get a stick and throw it to the other side of the road." And Frodo did it. He threw it, and it made a big bang on the other side of the road. Soon as that shadow heard that noise, he ran to the other side of the road. And Frodo and Sam quickly got up and started to run. And they got away. But when they kept on running, they came to a town. By the time they got to the town, it was dark. And they were both very hungry and tired. So they went to a restaurant. Now when they were at the restaurant, Frodo whispered to Sam, Sam, we have to make sure that nobody knows my real name is Frodo Baggins. Just tell everybody my name is Mr. Underhill.
And what's the real name?
Frodo Baggins is his real name. He said make sure everybody calls him Mr. Underhill.
Underhill.
So then Sam said, okay, Frodo, I will do that. Now while they were eating, Mira, sit down, sit down. Hey.
Where are we going to Frodo?
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mira. Baby.
Mira, you have to be quiet, otherwise I'm not going to tell you the story. Okay. So while they were eating, Frodo noticed that there was a big, strong man sitting in the corner, sort of in the dark, with a hoodie on. And that man kept on looking at them. And Frodo said, Sam, do you see that scary-looking man over there? He's got a big sword and boots. He keeps on looking at us. Sam said, yes, I think we should eat quickly and go. Now, when the waiter came, Frodo said, Sam, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Now, when the waiter came, he asked Sam, do you want anything else? And then Sam said, no, but my friend Frodo Baggins might want something. And then, soon as Frodo came out of the bathroom, he heard that Sam used his real name. He said, Frodo Baggins. He rushed over. He said, Sam, what are you doing? You used my real name, Frodo. You know you're not supposed to do that. Now that man that was sitting in the corner, all of a sudden he got up as soon as he heard the name, Frodo Baggins. He quickly came over and he grabbed them. He said, both of you come with me right now. Now, because Frodo and Sam were very small, just the size of Mira, they could not really do anything against that big man. So that big man just picked them up and took them outside. Now when they were outside, then Frodo said, who are you? We're very scared. And then that man said, you are in a big trouble and a lot of danger. My name is Aragorn, and I'm a ranger. I live in the forest with the animals. I'm a friend of Gandalf. Now, as soon as Frodo heard Gandalf, he said, oh, if you're a friend of Gandalf, then you must be good. Do you know where Gandalf is? He was supposed to come back and help me, but he never came back. And then Aragorn said, no, I don't know where he is. Nobody knows where he is. So then, at that same time, they heard that in the room where Sam and Frodo were supposed to be sleeping, those black riders had come into that room, and they started to look for Sam and Frodo. Now, Aragorn and Frodo were outside, and so Aragorn said, quickly, we have to run away from this place, or those black riders are going to catch us. So they ran into the forest again. And I'll tell you the rest of the story later, okay?